Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Femke from Fame to the Fiction at Instagram, and today I will be sharing with you my June wrap up and my non-existent July TBR. So in June I read a total of 4 books, 5 short stories, novellas, and 1 course book. It was not the best reading month because it was super busy, but the holidays have started, which is also why Esmay and I won't be filming together for a little while, and you will have to do with separate videos of us. But without further ado, let's get into the books that I read this month. The first book that I read this month was a reread, and that is Roar by Cora Carmack. I read this in preparation for the release of the sequel, which I thought was going to happen in the beginning of June, but as it turned out, because the author got sick, release was pushed back a year, so in that sense I read this book for nothing, but I still loved it. I really enjoyed this book, and I remembered again how much I loved it, so that was of course very good. The next 2 books that I read were Flame in the Mist by Renée Ahdieh and Smoke in the Sun by Renée Ahdieh, which is of course a duology. I reread Flame in the Mist because it had been a while since I read the book, and I really wanted to clear up what happened, who everyone was, in preparation for the sequel, which was released in the beginning of June. These both didn't let me down. I really loved the sequel. I mean, obviously I already read the first book, so I know what was going to happen. But I really loved how the sequel wrapped things up and what happened. It was such a quick-paced, action-packed book. I did think the ending was rushed, and I mean, there were some loose ends in my opinion, but maybe there are going to be some short stories that are going to tie that up, because Renée is known to do that. But overall, I gave them both 5 stars. I didn't say that, but I also gave Roar 5 stars. And I cannot say how excited I am to see what Renée Ahdieh will publish in the future. The next book that I read was The Power of 5 by Alex Liddell, if I am not mistaken. I think I gave that book 3 out of 5 stars. It was a really short, quick-paced book about, I think it's called a reversed harem fantasy. It was quite weird. It was okay, nothing truly special, so I won't be spending a lot more time talking about that. Now, onto the course book that I read. I'm not going to rate this, but it was like over 400 pages, so I thought I should at least mention that I read that, but that was for an exam that I had to do, and that was a history on the English language, and it talks about how the language has changed over the centuries. Now, for the short stories, these are all by Renée Ahdieh, and I read the 3 companion short stories for The Wrath and the Dawn, which are The Moth and the Flame, The Mirror and the Maze, and The Crown and the Arrow. I really liked these short stories. I think I give them all 4 stars. They were really quick-paced, they were really fun to read, they gave some extra insight into the world, into the characters, the histories of some characters, and I really think that adds to the story. I was a bit sad that 2 of the 3 were really short. I think they were like only 8 pages or so. So I was a bit bummed about that, but overall I just really loved the added dimension that it gave the series. The other 2 short stories that I read were also by Renée Ahdieh, and those were Okami and Yumi. They were set in the Flame in the Mist universe, and I really liked them. They were really short. They gave us some insight into these characters' background, their thoughts, how they feel about certain things that had happened in the first book by then. I think I gave both of those 5 stars as well, and I just really, I really loved the added dimension that it gave the book. Now, that was it for my wrap up. It wasn't a lot this month, I know, but as for my July TBR, I am not going to do a TBR. I'll be working a lot, so I don't know how much time I will have to actually read. So I'll see what I read. I do want to try to squeeze in a reflection because Esmay actually challenged me to read that book for this month, but obviously I failed. So I do want to see if I can read that for next month. But for the rest, I'm not going to set any challenges for myself. I'll see what happens. So, that was it for this video. If you guys liked it, please comment, like, and subscribe. And if you want to, you can hit the bell icon to receive notifications every time Esmay or I post a video. I'm sad to say I did not have more for this video, but I do have some tags planned for the near future, so you can be watching out for those. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!